Welcome to Bruce Hurwitz Presents Meet the Experts. I'm your host, Bruce Hurwitz of Hurwitz Strategic Staffing. You can find us on the web at hsstaffing.com. I hope you'll consider us for all your staffing, career counseling, and professional writing needs. I am delighted to be joined today by Kamal El-Rassi on Millionaire's Money Habits. Meet the Experts is sponsored by P&K CPAs. P&K is a full-service accounting firm. They provide accounting and consulting services to businesses ranging from startups to small and mid-cap companies to nonprofits, as well as high-net-worth individuals. Contact them today for a free consultation at info@pk-cpas.com or call them at 973-882-8810. They will be happy to be of service. Kamal, welcome to the show.
Woo! Thank you, Bruce. Thanks for being here and thanks for doing this. I appreciate it very, very much.
Well, it's my pleasure. Please take a moment or two and introduce yourself to our viewers.
Absolutely. Well, again, thanks for doing this and thanks for being an amazing influencer on LinkedIn. My name is Kamal. I'm a business and leadership coach. I come from a very humble background from Lebanon, then to Canada, been in the steel industry for over 24 years. And over the past 2-3 years, I turned into a business leadership coach where I help executives, managers, entrepreneurs to get to that next level. I've studied engineering, technical background, built many steel plants, and now I'm enjoying the harvest of mentoring others to grow to that next level. I'm a published author. I did publish a book just last year, and now we're in the promotion phase. And I'm really blessed and grateful to have a family of 2 daughters. My youngest one is 18. She's going to go on to study to be a doctor. My oldest one, 21. She's here in Cincinnati in the initial nursing field. So, and a lovely wife. Life is good, and just enjoy what I'm doing and helping others really grow to that next level. I've been mentored by
the older daughter is a nurse, and the younger daughter is going to be a doctor.
Yeah, a pre-nursing. She's in a pre-nursing program, and the youngest one is going to be a doctor. Correct.
Oh, they're going to get along just fine.
Absolutely. And I'm going to be taken care of as well.
Yeah. You'll be the referee. Well, thank you. Now, I received a phone call some time ago from a very persistent business coach who wanted to convince me that if I hired him, I would have $1 million, not in revenue, in profits. And I just let him talk. I wasn't doing anything, so I just let him talk. And when he was finished, I said to him, I'm sorry, but I have absolutely no desire to have $1 million in profits or $1 million in revenue. I like the life I have. I don't want the problems of a millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, his answer, I am going to guess, is not your answer. His answer was simply to hang up the phone. So, he wasn't going to get any business out of me, so, And rudeness is something that I blame the parents for. Why would someone want to be a millionaire?
So it's a very, very good question, Bruce. The idea of a millionaire, most people sometimes would take it as just money, but you could be a millionaire in kindness. You could be a millionaire in gratitude. You could be a millionaire in your habitual behavior and how you treat others. Now, on the money side, yeah, you could be a millionaire in dollar sense to really help you do things. I help people to become to that level because there's so many that can't do it. And when you have more people at that level, you can help a lot more people. I'm on this trajectory and taking others there is because there is so much room at the top. To be a millionaire, that gives you a little bit more time and freedom, gives you a little bit more grace to do what you really want to do instead of struggling for most of your life. So the faster you get there and you start having some investments going to help you, you will have a little bit more time and money freedom. That's kind of one of the key things, and helping others as much as you can, do some tidings. That's, I think, some of the early things that most average people would think of.
I'm smiling because many years ago, I forget the contacts. Someone asked, how many people here are working on their first $1 million? And a few people put up their hand. And then someone asked, how many people are working on their second $1 million? And I put up my hand. And the speaker, I don't remember who it's not, but looked at me, you're working on your second $1 million? Yeah, I didn't succeed in making the first $1 million, so I'm trying to make the second $1 million. I got the laugh, and that's all I cared about. What do you mean by millionaire money habits?
Beautiful question. Thank you. I believe getting there, the millionaire money habits is you have to look at who's doing what you want to do. So if you want to become a millionaire, the millionaires out there have certain habits, certain way of doing things. Wallace said, we don't get rich by doing things. We get rich by doing things in a certain way. A certain way is habits. So for example, when you earn some income for the service that you provide, you got to have a millionaire habit to save some of it, invest some of it in yourself, and that you save to invest it somewhere. And then the rest, some of it to actually spend on your family, on resources, and maybe give away some tidings. So these are habits that you do to build up. You don't just wake up one day and you start saving. You have to start saving at an early age and start building from there. I was fortunate that when I started working, somebody said, Kamal, put away 15%. I didn't know what I was doing. I was in my 20s and I did it. And it became a habit where I just take that off the top. It's like I'm paying myself. That's a millionaire habit. You save it and then you have to invest it, though. You don't just put it there for somebody else to play with. You have to do the thing. You have to pay attention to it. It's not rocket science. So that's one of the habits that you have to build to grow into a millionaire. Just one of them.
Now, I'm glad you're an engineer. Because I've always been interested in habits. I read a book. I was writing a book for a client, and I don't remember who the author was. It was an excellent book on building neural pathways in the brain. And with a woman, she wrote that the way to build neural pathways in the brain is through habits. If you continuously do something, then the neurons, whatever in the brain, will connect, and that will just become something you do without thinking about it.
Yeah.
The first time you have to think about it, the 100th time, it's second nature. You may not even realize you're doing it anymore.
That's right.
So, in essence, what you're saying is you have to create a mindset of a millionaire to become a millionaire. Is that correct?
That's correct. And the mindset word, that term is so misused because people are not sharing it properly. They're not educated on it properly. And it's the mind is already set. Like you and our mind habitually is already set. The way our parents raise us, the way the school raised us, not their fault, that's what they know how to do. We habitually became that way. And we're habitually doing things, the way we show up, the way we are on the phone call, the way we work, the way we show up on time. Habitually, we are here. And to change a habit to millionaire habits, you have to find out what they are and start doing it. But this is where people struggle, Bruce, and everybody that's listening. To build that habit, how long does it take? 10 days, 20 days, 60 days? The latest research is showing 66 to 300 plus days. But you can actually change it in a second. If you really wake up and say, you know what, I'm done with this and I'm identifying with a new image. I'm not a smoker anymore. It's not like it's been 10 days since I've smoked the last cigarette. It's not like it's been 1 year since I've had my last bottle of alcohol. No, I'm not a drinker. I'm not a smoker. You shift your identity. You shift your image to that new belief, and then you start. But how do we teach people? That's the magic. How do you get there?
Well, actually, I can tell you from personal experience that it takes about 20 minutes to build a permanent neural pathway in the brain. I don't say I suffer from, because I don't. I have what's called Graves' disease. That's when your thyroid goes kaplowy. It can either be hyper up or hypo down.
Mm.
And of course, me being me, it's hyper.
Yeah.
And the lasting side effect is double vision.
Mm.
So these glasses have in them a prism, which you can't see.
Yeah. Can see.
And it's part of the prescription. I had a friend who was staring at me. I looked up and said, why are you staring at me? I'm trying to see the prism. And then, no, it's not a three-dimensional thing on the side. It's part of the prescription. I didn't tell him that I thought the same thing and asked the optometrist. That's beside the point. When I got the new glasses for the first time, the optometrist handed me the reading glasses.
Mm.
And then he immediately handed me the card. Do you wear glasses?
I do for reading.
Okay.
Just for reading.
So you know the card that the optometrist gives you.
Yeah.
Worked fine. I was
Mhm.
thrilled. I then took the distance glasses. I put them on and I walked outside, and I was furious
Mm.
because everything was double. One car looked like this. All right. He said, give it a day. If tomorrow you still have double vision with the distance glasses, come back, because he checked the prescription and the prescription was correct. So I come home and I'm working here at my desk and I put on my glasses for reading and they're fine. I can see the computer, I can see the monitor, see the keyboard, I can see whatever documents. I said, it doesn't make any sense that they make a mistake on one and not on the other. So I put on the distance glasses, got up, looked outside, and I see one car on top of another. I take the glasses off and I say, okay, these glasses are working. And I put the glasses back on. And sure enough, I'm only seeing one car. I'm not seeing everything in duplicate. And I did that 5 or 6 times. And I figured the neighbors were going to call the cops to have them come and take me away. Closed the door, sat down, did some work, got up about 5 minutes later, did the same exercise.
Mm.
And after doing that exercise, my brain accepted the distance glasses and I no longer had double vision.
Love it.
So I know for a fact that you are correct, that it's possible to build neural pathways based on habits that will teach you to do things.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you wrote your proposal to be on, you said you would teach us how to get started and feel great, going from not having to having, going from not doing to doing, and going from not earning to earning.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going from not a habit of being, for lack of a better word, lazy,
Yeah.
to a habit of being energetic.
Mm-hmm.
Expand on that, please.
I love that. Love to expand. Beautiful. And thank you for that illustration on the glasses. You showed what really needs to happen, because the way we want to change habitually to become that next level, that millionaire, whatever it is we want to be, is by repetition. Bob Proctor taught me this philosophy that you have to repeat it enough times until your system accepts it. Now, our habitual behavior is to reject it, but we do it by repetition. So the glasses, the way you use them, in short amount of time, you repeat. Now, let's go back to your question. How can people go from feeling miserable to feeling good, right? We start writing on a piece of paper saying, well, how am I feeling right now? What is it I don't like about how am I feeling right now? And write it down. Now, when you write it, you create more neural pathways. And then if this is not what you want, you write the opposite of that, saying, okay, I'm not feeling good. I'm feeling miserable. I'm always tired. But what's the opposite of that? The opposite of that is that I am feeling good. I am not tired. I'm feeling energetic. Right? So we take that old paper, we chuck it away. You can burn it, throw it in the garbage, whatever ceremony you want to do with it. But you start affirming the new belief. You start affirming the new idea. Now, how many times do you have to affirm it? I had that question with Bob Proctor. He goes, Kamal, as long as it takes. You do it in the morning, you do it at night, you do it in the morning, do it in the afternoon. Start thinking about this thing that you want. You want to feel good. You want to be cheerful. You start being cheerful. You convince yourself. So it's like you have two spaces in your mind. You have the conscious and the subconscious. And you have to convince your subconscious of what it is that you really want. By how? Repetition. You repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. When I wake up in the morning, I'm repeating my goal. Why? Because I want to get that goal achieved. As soon as my mind accepts this new image, this new thing that I want, it's game over, because we are habitually doing what we're doing today. We're habitually earning what we're earning. We're habitually smiling. We're habitually walking. We're habitually the way we tie our shoes. So this new habit that I need to build, I just have to repeat it enough time. Now I want to tie that to the compensation part, from not earning to earning. And that has to do with the law of compensation. So the law of compensation said, you earn money in three ways: the need for what you do, how good are you at doing it, and you becoming indispensable. Now, the need for what you do, Bruce and I, has always been here and will always be here after we go. So we have nothing to do with that. How good are we doing it is when we show up every day. All I have to do, Bruce, today, and everybody's listening, I just have to get better today. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, today, right now. I have to be a better speaker. I have to eloquently say it better. I have to get better today. I want to be better today by 1%. Indispensable, everybody is indispensable, but you just have to become the best at what you do. Then people will come and get you and ask you for that service. So if you just become better every day, if you do everything disciplined every day, the way you show up, the way you set your desk, the way you talk to people, the way you greet people, the way you earn your money, the way you serve your customers, the way you make sure they get that job that they want, the way you thank them with that letter, the way you do the interview, everything. You just get better every day. Your earning potential will increase. So you start going from not earning money to earning more money. Suddenly you're going to get a promotion. And if you don't get a promotion in that company, another one's going to come and take you. They're going to at least offer you. So I just have to work with the compensation law, and it is a law, just like gravity. It works like that. You just become better every day. I just have to get better today. That's what I do for the compensation part.
You said a very interesting word.
Mm.
And I don't know if you did it intentionally or not. But when you were talking about writing whatever on the piece of paper,
Mm-hmm.
and then you said the ceremony of throwing it away.
Yes.
The ceremony. I find that fascinating, that part of your process is ceremonial.
Yes.
Why is a ceremony important?
Why is that important? Because I have to help you shift your identity to this next level. So if that person, that individual wants to stop drinking, let's just take that example. Okay. I'm drinking, but I don't want to drink anymore. So I'm not a drinker anymore. And now I don't drink anymore. That's it. It's a ceremony. It has to be an event. The way we change is repetition or emotional impact. And part of this ceremony, that's going to give you that feeling of what's it like to let go of it. It's going to become a moment in time that your mind is going to remember, I'm not doing that anymore. I made a commitment to myself because now I'm showing up responsible. It's a ceremony. It's an event. It's an emotional attachment to the new thing that I want. I'm celebrating the new thing that I want to be. I want to be that leader. I want to be the person that doesn't drink, the person that doesn't smoke. That old person that I wrote down on a piece of paper, I'm going to burn that image. I'm going to burn that paper. And I'm going to become that new person that I want to be, that executive, that manager. So you burn the old image and you build a new image. And the reason it's ceremony, because the mind works by images. See, if I tell you, what does your fridge look like, Bruce? You just go to the picture in your mind. So I got to give you a picture to work with so that to identify with that new habit that you got to build. That's what that's identified from. And you might have to do it more than one time. How many times? As long as it takes. But if you follow the training process that we give executive, systematic study, elite level mentorship, and accountability, they succeed and they start getting better and better and better.
Now, I can write the best speech that's ever been written in the history of humanity.
Mm.
And I can give it to someone and they can destroy it. They can deliver it so poorly, it's terrible. And a lot of my clients for speech writing, they say to me, first I ask them a simple question: what words do you have difficulty pronouncing? So I don't use those words in the speech.
Okay.
All right. I have problems with the word cumulative. I just get my tongue doesn't work. I have to stop, think, and I usually get it wrong, and I probably just got it wrong. So I don't use that. Now, I have had people who have said whatever words they said. But then there are those who are simply afraid. As you know, when asked, the majority of people said they're most afraid of public speaking.
Oh, yes.
Well, you're not going to become an anything-aire, not a 10-aire, not a 100-aire, not a 1,000-aire, and not a millionaire if you cannot speak in public. Because this is public speaking. For some people, one-on-one, face-to-face, sitting around a table is public speaking. And for others, it's speaking to 500 people. Some can do 500 people without a problem, but at a networking event, they cannot go over to a stranger and introduce themselves. I used to have that problem. But when you are told you have to do this or you're not going to meet people and your business isn't going to be successful, you start coughing and you do it. How do you get people to overcome their fears?
Beautiful question. Beautiful question. First, we have to identify these fears that these clients have. And in my beautiful club, the Think and Grow Rich Mastermind, Business Mastermind, one of the chapters in this amazing book by Napoleon Hill is about the 6 ghosts of fear. It's the last chapter, chapter 15. Now, there's 6 basic fears that people are afraid of, and the criticism is number 2. The first one is fear of poverty, and then the second one is the fear of criticism. Now, these individuals have the self-image that's very, very poor, and self-image is how you see yourself on the outside. The way you see yourself on the inside is how you see yourself on the outside. So we teach them how to let go of what everybody else is saying. What you're thinking of me, Bruce, and anybody else is saying is none of my business. It's what I think of me. So the first step is getting centered and getting relaxed. And what the neighbors are saying, what the next door building is saying, what the boss is saying is really none of my business, what they're thinking in their head. It's what I think of me. So I may help them raise their value of themselves, falling in love with themselves first. It takes a little bit of work. The self-image thing is easy, but it takes a little bit of mentoring to really build this new self-image, to see yourself as a speaker, to let go of the criticism from what he's going to say, what she's going to say, of how I sound. I teach them to let go of all that and show up as you're going to serve that individual. You're there to help your people train to the next level. You're there to transfer your knowledge. They don't really care about the color of your pants, the color of your dress, the color of your lipstick. Forget all that. Show up authentic. But it takes some talking and some mentorship so that they can step that up and build that self-image. The part in our mind that's telling us what they're thinking of me is totally wrong. That's a poor self-image. We have to let go of that, focus on serving, focus on showing up authentic, and just do your best. Now, there's some techniques that we teach how to show up like that. It has to do with the self-image concept, a couple lessons, and they'll get over it. But criticism is a big deal. It holds a lot of executives back. It holds a lot of managers. A lot of my VPs and CEOs, private clients, they never get to that position is because they don't know how to ask. They are not comfortable being uncomfortable. See, I'm comfortable being uncomfortable. I'm comfortable being asked questions that I have no idea, but I get quiet. And then I ask for guidance. And the guidance comes. Now, you don't get like that easily. You have to do some work. You have to do some foundation and be relaxed and get this mindset that we are whole. And the knowledge is within us. The lady from Montessori was asked, what do you teach your kids when we take them to the Montessori school? She goes, we don't really teach them on it. The knowledge is already within. We teach them how to get the knowledge out. So if somebody is being feeling the criticism for speaking, it's because they've been educated wrong. They've been treated wrong when they were kids. I, for example, Bruce, was given reprimand and discipline when I answered a question wrong. So what's my habitual behavior and training? Don't ask a question. Don't look odd. Don't ask, don't be wrong. I had to overcome that. Mm-hmm. We have to let go of this habitual programming. We are running on a program.
I was lucky. I had professors who taught me the benefit of criticism. So I have no problems with somebody criticizing me.
That's beautiful.
That's great. I have most of my successes have come from criticisms, which brings me to my last question. If you are concerned about your self-image, but don't care about what other people think, your self-image may not be the image other people have of you. And if you do not appreciate how other people see you, then you're going to have a problem. I once was put in a situation where I had to supervise a lot of people doing a job I had never done before. And I brought my key staff together and I said, look, you guys know that I don't know what I'm doing and that I know that I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm relying on you to tell me when whatever it is I'm doing is wrong, because you've been doing your sections of this job a lot longer than I have. I was responsible for everything. They were responsible for sections. So I said to them, what is it about me? What don't I know? And B, how can I improve? And they said, you seem to have everything down pat. And I said, I'm not looking for compliments. All right. I want to know what I'm not doing well. I won't be upset. And they all looked at each other and said, you don't listen enough. We don't think you're hearing us.
Mm-hmm.
You make decisions quickly, and we don't understand why. Mm. So then all of a sudden, I realized that I had to explain what I was doing, and I had to make sure that they knew that I listened to them. Now, if I didn't care about their image of me, if I was only concerned about my self-image, I would have failed, and I would have failed badly. So what didn't I hear correctly when you were saying that other people's image of you isn't that important?
Okay, very good question. And thank you let's clarify. So this is not the ego, and this is not that it doesn't matter what they say. We have to teach you how to show up authentic. We have to teach you how to show up as a leader. And a leader is honest. A leader's got to lead. He's got to do that impression of increase. When everybody sees you, when everybody's in your space, they have to feel comfortable. They have to feel relaxed. They have to feel that they can come to you for help. Now, when I said don't care about what they say, it doesn't mean you separate yourself. It doesn't mean that they are nobody and you're a higher level. No, the leader is the servant. The leader is the one that does what everybody else doesn't want to do and figure out how this is going to be done. The leader delegates a lot. The leader doesn't mind asking silly questions to make sure everybody's clear. The leader communicates 10 times. And the leader does this impression of increase that when everybody's around him, you want to elevate them. So that's the part where the self-image thing is that when you grow yourself, you grow everybody with you. It's not that you are better than them. No, not at all. It's more like it's in our mind, the negativity that we need to bury. I don't have to think how they're thinking of me. I just have to show up positive. I have to show up kind. I have to show up like a networker. I have to show up amazing. I have to show up. Whatever things that you feel they're saying about you is how you should be showing up as. So if you're feeling that you're not smiling, you should be smiling. If you feel you're not leading, you should be leading. We become what we think about. So start being that part that you want to be. And that's what we teach especially for executives and managers, to lead with an impression of increase. to lead with authority so everybody comes with you and grows with you.
Kamal, we're running out of time, so I want to share your contact information. And before I let you go, I have one final question. Is there anything that I did not ask you that you wish I had asked you? And if I had, what would you have said?
Wow, time goes by quick when you're having fun. I spend a lot of time with millionaires and billionaires, and I'm fortunate. And one of the things that comes to mind is that what would I have done 20 years ago or 30 years ago, knowing what I know now? That would be one question that I'd like to share with you. Do we have 30 seconds?
Sure. That's why I asked the question.
The simplest way that I will share is basically I would have gotten onto the mentorship and coaching much earlier. I would have to get mentored and coached. Don't just go to the school. Go to the school, get the degree, and get the certificate of your desire, of what you want. But really get somebody to mentor you to that next level, because there is nothing like it when you have one-to-one mentorship or one-to-group, because they will really look after you. They will support you. They will give you that attention, and you will become like that person that you want to become. But go to somebody that is known. Go to somebody that is somebody that's doing what you want to do. That's my suggestion.
Kamal, thank you very much. You've provided our viewers with much food for thought.
Love it. Thank you. And thank you for your gracious time and all the good work you're doing on LinkedIn and YouTube and all the other social media services.
My pleasure. Thank you. And most importantly, thank you all for watching. And as always, please stay focused on success.